If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Andrew Zile show this morning on a Thursday, and Sylacauga was scheduled their homecoming game tomorrow night and all this kind of stuff. And then something we talked about the entire season, you never know what's around the corner, and Elmore County has some issues with COVID.
Yeah, they did, and it was very disappointing. But at the same time, we understand the situations are different now. So we have to act accordingly, and whatever comes about, we have to sort of follow suit with it.
So how far were you along in your game prep for Elmore County?
Well, we were honestly Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even was getting ready for Tuesday, but we got the phone call Monday evening about possibility, and that was going to really check on Tuesday. But the coach called me Monday evening and said, "Coach, we're not going to be able to do it." So
talk more about that. Did they have a number of players or?
He was at first it was 6, 7 guys. Then it was, I heard it may have only been 2 at the end of it. But for the most part, when you get those, if they're the key guys, you really can't do anything about it, I guess. So he decided not to come. So, it was heartbreaking, but at the same time, we get another week to get better.
Yeah, we'll talk about next week in a little bit, but a lot of scoring last week against Childersburg.
Yeah.
Did you get to play in that game?
No, I know. You don't want me out there now. But no, we really executed well early. We were able to exploit some things that we sort of thought we could. And that's what we wanted, the fast start. We were able to get the fast start at the beginning because we hardly ever get a fast start, seems like it.
And you talked about that.
Yeah. We finally completed the first ball. I wanted to make it a point to get the ball to Riley on a drag route, and he was able to catch it and get about 15 yards or so and get Brayson off to a better start. And he was able to finish the game about 9 of 10, 9 of 11 or something like that.
Not shabby.
Not bad at all, man. And that's what I want his percentages to go up. I know we talk yards and things like that, but if the percentages goes up, that means he's taking advantage of the offense or of the defense and taking what the defense gives him.
And you led 50-0 at halftime, and so that means you look a little bit differently in the second half than you would if it was 20-0, I guess.
That's true. Even being up 50-0, a lot of times or big like that, you really would like your starters to really get the first drive of the second half. But I really couldn't. The way we were going, and I really want to get some guys out and get some young guys in to get that experience. And luckily we did, because their game was canceled Monday, so they didn't get a chance to play. So young guys, we need those guys to play as much as possible because we have to build the depth for the playoffs, hopefully. For future Aggies, we got to get those guys ready to play.
We talk about the importance of getting to play those younger players. They're getting experience now for down the road a little bit later.
That's right, and if they get it now, they're not afraid of the moment when it becomes a bigger game, or they just treat it like hey, this is an opportunity that I can get better. So yeah, we have to build depth. We don't have as many guys on the team that they've had in the past, so we're trying to build that depth along the line and along those skill positions.
Defensively, Sylacauga not giving up much scoring right now.
Yeah, doing pretty good. Coach Jackson, those guys on the other side have really got the defense playing in a great way. They've sort of made some adjustments late in the season, was able to make those in-game adjustments, and they did a great job. So I'm proud of what he and the defense side of staff has done.
And the Childersburg game was a game that most people felt like Sylacauga had the advantage. You got to win those kind of games, though.
You do, and and I told our guys, if you're expected to win, it's how you win it. How do you win that game? Just like we played Central Clay early in the year, and they said, well, you lost that game, but how did we lose that game? We went down fighting, we went down swinging, and our guys knew and felt like they had a chance to win that game. So it's how do you play it? How do you play at a certain standard? And if you play at that high standard that we want you to play at, no matter who you're playing, you're going to play at that standard, and hopefully, things go your way.
Sylacauga with only one loss at the Clay Central earlier in the season. The forfeit win against Elmore County, and that's an important W for you guys too.
It really is, and we'll take it. Like I said, I try to bring the positive out of it. We don't get a chance to play. We wanted to play. It's homecoming week. We really, we need a homecoming, and we need another, gate for our funds for sure. But you take the positive out of it and say, hey, look, we get another week of just working on us and getting better at what we do. And we can now start, preparation for Beauregard.
And as the head coach of the Aggies, you look at the gate. You look at a game that is lost as far as fans being in the stands and generating monies. And, even though you got an off week, there's still a lot of things hanging over your head that say, hey, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah, it is. I think the things that, off season, how do we, get ready and we budget for the off season and budget for next year. Not having the fans in the stands as much as we've had it before is a challenge, moving into the off season. And then you lose a gate, and for a program at this size, it really could hurt you. So hopefully we will have these last 2 games will be big enough that we could be okay in the off season.
So talk about the final home stretch of the season. This game canceled against Elmore County tomorrow night, and it's homecoming. The festivities are going to continue tonight at the stadium, so it's not a total loss, but it's not like a homecoming that we're used to for sure. Look at the latter part of the season, and a lot of people think Sylacauga is in a good position to make a nice run here.
Yeah, 2020 has really put us in a situation where we have to make adjustments, and that's no different than any football game you have to. So, but looking at the end of the season or the latter part of the season, we have an opportunity to do some things that could be good for us, but we have to go out and play the game every week. Beauregard's not going to just lie down and give it to us. Neither would Talladega and Hopeful, and at the end of the season, Benjamin Russell. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. Hopefully we'll step up and make a run of this thing. I think we got a great opportunity, got some great pieces. We stay healthy, ball bounce our way, we can make some things happen.
A couple of people who have players that have really stepped up for you this season that maybe in the early part of fall practice you didn't see that coming?
Oh, well, I would say looking at offensive line, there's some pieces that we've had to put there. You look at Tanner Torgerson, who stepped up and he's played well for us. Our entire line, except for Twyman, really didn't play a whole lot last year. There's a lot of new guys, so I'm proud of those guys. You look at Burns being able to get at the wide receiver position and make some plays for us. He's done well there. Brayson being a newcomer to the position as far as here in Aggie world, and doing an outstanding job at the quarterback position. You look at Luke Vincent, he stepped up. He didn't play a whole lot of offense last year. So a lot of our guys have stepped up. Defensively, we're playing basically a whole new group of guys, or about 2 or 3 guys who hadn't who played last year. So I'm just proud of what everyone's doing. I mean, we're playing a lot of guys who just hadn't played a whole lot.
You map out a game plan. You have strategies for the game. But with this COVID-19, you don't have a game strategy. So with this game canceled, and it's a W by forfeit for Sylacauga, but how do you practice around this,
Because we work on us so much. Even this week, we started off Monday is the day that we sort of try to fix some things from the week before. And it sort of fell right in where we were prepping for Elmore County, but as soon as we got the news, we moved straight to Beauregard. Whatever we can get on them and whatever we have on them, we try to figure it out right then. And when coaches start working on that then.
Do you give the kids a break? Are they off a day or anything like that?
No, not this time. They will be off Friday because there's no game. But for the most part, our guys we're practicing. Our time at practice we cut back. We combined some things and we're able to get in and out of practice about an hour and a half or hour and 45 in and out after we have workouts and things like that. So nothing really changes for those guys. They know we're practicing. They know we're still going after it, and we're still getting better at what we do. Now, we will go against our defense because if this week helps us out, they run some things that our defense runs. So defense can work on them, and we can work on what we're doing.
Will the players be involved with the homecoming festivities tonight?
For sure. They have everything lined up for us. I'm just going to be where I'm supposed to be, and I don't want to sort of coordinate anything. Just tell me where I have to go. So we're going to do that, and we'll be there. And I'm looking forward to the community pep rally.
All right, Coach Andrew Zile, the head football coach of the Sylacauga Aggies. They are now off on Friday night due to the cancellation by Elmore County due to some COVID issues, and getting ready for Beauregard next week on the road. We'll talk about that game next week on Daybreak Live. Coach, thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.
More Daybreak right after this.